Hey, everybody, it's me, Tuniscia O, and welcome to Tea with Tuniscia O. I'm finally home. I'm so excited. I was out of the country for 35 days, and you cannot imagine what life is like being away from family during the holidays. I was looking for Christmas cookies and everything else, but I was in Nigeria for a little over a month. So that was a really unique situation, which brings us to our topic for today, which is to forgive the perceived failures within yourself. You know, being away from family and in isolation, so to speak. I wasn't isolated, but there was a lot of quiet time and a lot of time of reflection while I was in Nigeria, and I had learned a lot about myself. I really had to take a moment to look at what my weaknesses were and my perceived failures what led me to that. Let me backtrack. As I wrote out what my goals were for 2020, it led me to think about what I failed and how I failed at meeting my goals for 2019, right? And so I had to write these things out. And most times we do just want to reflect on what we're so great at. But I really needed to take a moment to look at my weaknesses, because when we fail to look at our weaknesses, we lose the opportunity to grow. I'll say it again. When we fail to look at our weaknesses, we lose the opportunity to grow in that area. So I needed to look at what I wasn't doing, what I hadn't done, what I needed to shift in order to make it happen. So we have these perceived failures within our minds of why we can't do one thing, or we can't do, hey, Annie Mae, or we can't do another thing, but they're not true. If you sit to write out all the things that you feel that you are a failure at, I promise you, the things that you're saying you failed at, you probably have a list of things that say, I can do that. For example, you want to start a business and you're, hey there, cutie, thank you. You want to start a business and you're afraid, how am I going to sustain it? I'll never be able to take care of it. Well, if you're a parent and you have a child, you've sustained that child. You've fed the child. But many of us, when we're first pregnant, we are nervous. We don't know how we're going to take care of a whole human being. And somehow we manage to make it happen. Think of business that way. So when I say you were able to keep something going, think of ways or whatever you did to make something happen. So forgive the perceived failures within yourself. Take a moment to reflect and remember this one thing. Failing at something does not make you a failure. Failing at something doesn't make you a failure. It just means that by acknowledging what we failed at, we get to go back, tweak it, come back and grow from it, learn from it, and acknowledge it. But we have all these perceived failures about ourselves. But you know what? Hey, Zakia, we are more than capable of accomplishing these things. So share with me. I would love to hear the areas in your life that you're growing from, because I had so many pity parties and was in an interesting space. But I'm gonna tell you what, I came back to the US a much better person than I was before, because I was able to quiet my mind and really tap into some thoughts of what my perceived failures were about myself. So even though I'm always happy on these videos, I have my moments, but with my moments, I like to really be honest with myself and talk about the things that I really don't want to think about. But I have these like staff meetings within my own mind, like the managerial meetings, but it's just party of one. Anyway, from my family to yours, I love you guys. Have whatever meetings you need to talk to yourself, get through it, be your own cheerleader, your own hype man, your own entertainment. Tell the joke and laugh at the joke. Be all that for yourself, okay? You got it. You are filled with everything you need. From my family to yours, I love you. Ciao.